social media. I'm going to dig in here. I'm not where I need to be, okay? I currently get, when I look at social media, I count YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all that other shit. But if I just simply look at my YouTube channel right now, in the last 28 days, I've had, 50,000 views. I've had thousands of hours of view time, crazy engagement. My video that went out yesterday was how to start a contracting business, some low-hanging fruit tips. It's got almost 920 views already. It's got 10 comments, 51 likes. It's been shared a bunch of times. I get all these analytics here that I'm looking at, guys, okay? So, guys, I'm pretty damn active, and yet as I'm putting this thing together about what I'm going to share with you, I'm looking at this going, holy crap, I'm blowing it in a lot of these areas too that I'm going to talk about here today. And one of the things that I think that we're collectively blowing it on, not just the people on this call in this group, but I just mean it, business people in general, is we're not truly embracing the power of social media. We think there's these other, we look at it as a nuisance. We look at it as something that I have to do it instead of I get to do this. All right, to steal a line or a thought from Gary Vee, we have never lived in a time where it's easier as a business owner or an entrepreneur to get eyeballs on our business. Think about it. I mean, I could put out a post. I mean, I just did an Instagram before I jumped on this call here. Here, let's just go look at it. Wasn't even 15 minutes ago. I got 10, 12 people that have liked it and commented and some things like that. I mean, it's like instantaneous. Okay, but there's some things that we're going to talk about here today. They're going to help you be more successful. But the point here is we have to get it up here in our brain housing group, in our craniums, that this is the real deal, that this matters, that this is an incredible opportunity. You might be on top right now doing $3, $4, $5 million. You might be on the bottom doing, whatever you're doing and struggling. But the cool thing is we all have the same opportunity here to connect with crazy amounts of human beings in our local area, okay? I mean, there's a contractor right now that it has to remain anonymous, but, a guy that I know who has been committed to this social media thing over and over and over and over for years, okay? This is the consistency thing I was talking about in the podcast earlier. And he told me the other day that he just landed a gig on a reality TV show because of his social media. All right? And he's a contractor. He also told me that he's got 2 out-of-state opportunities to fly in and design homes and shit for people, okay? That he would have never gotten had he not established his expert positioning on social media. All right, so and I think, shoot, Jack, how are you? I think he told me yesterday when I talked to him, because of his YouTube channel, he's got somebody, I think it's in LA, in Jackson, Jersey. I think it was LA or Texas, probably LA, that wants to fly his ass out there and talk about building an amazing water feature for him because Jack has been hitting it and hitting it and hitting it on social media. Alan Decker, who's in New York, okay? A woman who lived in San Francisco, moved back to New York earlier this year. She's from New York, lived in San Francisco, somehow ended up seeing Alan on social media over the course of a year of Alan doing Facebook Lives and things like that. And then when she moves back, she gives him a call and I believe started at a $40,000 or $50,000 project. And as of last week when I talked to Alan, it had creeped up to somewhere around $75,000, $80,000, $85,000 project because of social media. Okay? So, this is why it matters. Because human beings in our day and age are on these things. just do a survey. Do your own homework when you go anywhere. You go get your oil changed and you're waiting. Where's everyone's eyes? They're right here. Okay? We're addicted to these things. And for us to not be blowing up on everyone's feed that's a potential customer in our area or in our industry in our area, we are missing the boat, and it's cheap. It is absolutely cheap. And I'm going to talk about the ad side of this a little bit later. I did a post earlier in the CSA Mastermind. If you had questions about social media, go ahead and post them. Nobody did. So if you have questions here, go ahead and post them in the chat box and I'll get to them. All right. So I have probably 20 random thoughts here. And the first one was why this matters, and I just gave that to you, kind of set the stage for this. These are not in any necessarily perfect order. There's a little crossover here and there. But guys, I'll tell you right now, if I know several contractors, like I could speak for me in my coaching business, but it's not the same as a contractor. But as a coach, about 90% of my money comes because of social media. And it comes because I've been banging the drum consistently for several years. And I've always had a long-term approach to this. Okay. So it's worked for me. Now push me aside because I know I'm in a different industry than you guys. I know contractor after contractor who do $300, $500, $1 million or more a year because of their efforts on social media. Yet so many of us continue to make bullshit excuses why we can't commit to this. And that's really my second random thought here is if you are not committed, then I personally think you are really messing up the future of your business. Okay? Because it's not that complicated if you commit. Like anything else, you want to quit smoking, quit drinking, go to the gym, lose weight, make more money. Once you make that true commitment, you'll figure out the how. Okay, so what I don't want you to do here today is get tied up on the how of all this bullshit. I'm going to get into some of the how. I really want you to just buy into the fact that that I'm all in, because this shit, this content stuff, this phone thing, the social media thing is not going away. Okay. Part of committing is this, and this was the switch for me. I'm looking at my random thoughts on my screen here. Spent about 2 hours this morning just brainstorming some of my random thoughts here so I could share these things with you. When it really changed for me is when I began to see everything as a content opportunity. Okay? And that's just a phrase that's always stuck with me, that if I go get my oil changed, it's a content opportunity. Why? Because I could talk about the experience that I'm getting. I could take a picture of how they're cleaning, they put a pad over my truck so when they lean in, they don't mess up the paint job or whatever. Dude, you could take a picture of that, post it on your business page and go, I love working with companies that give a crap. I love when I see an employee of my company or another company that has situational awareness, whatever it might be. Okay. Start looking at everything that you do throughout your day as a content opportunity, and that will help you much more with commitment. This is not, I don't look at this. I do not look at social media marketing and creating content. I don't look at it in a compartment that is separate from my life. I truly look at it as this is part of who I am as a business owner. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. So what should you post? First thing is go read Marcus Sheridan's book, because anything he's going to talk about in his book, they ask you answer is fair game, right? Price, reviews, common questions, things like that. All right. Best of posts, all that stuff, all the tools, tactics that are in Marcus's book. We've talked about a million times. But the best place that you can start right now is every question that you ever get from a prospect or a client is a piece of content. And that piece of content can be repurposed. It can be turned into if it's a written thing, you could turn it into an audio thing or a video thing. If it's a video thing, you can transcribe it into a blog on your website. You can shrink down a clip of something that you might talk about or do and make it an Instagram video that's a minute or less long. Okay, you can create memes. Guys, the opportunities are endless. What I want you to understand is that everything is fair game. So one of the things that you have to remember about what to post is it has to be about them, not about you. What do they give a shit about? What does the customer care about? Not always what you care about. Give value, things that are relevant to them. When you are relevant to them, they're going to be more engaging. You also want to be real. Okay? Too many of us are not real. Now, I've been accused of being too real. Those that were on my fight night the other night, last month, I shared some pretty shit about my own crap. And I got a couple people that were trying to protect me that were texting me while I was doing the call and all this other stuff going, you know, you're going to torpedo your career if you keep sharing shit like this. Okay. Well, I made a commitment that I will always be myself. I will always be real. I will always share my opinion because here's why, guys. When you are polarizing, and what I mean by that is you have the middle, right? There's your nuts over here and your normal, or like your boring over here, right? Let's go boring. Well, this middle ground, this is the safe area. I don't want to be nuts and I don't want to be boring, so we camp out in the middle and we end up just blending in with everybody else. If you think back to Seth Godin's book called Purple Cow, that concept of you're driving down the road, you see a brown cow and a brown cow and a white cow and a black cow, and all of a sudden you come over a hill and there's a purple cow standing there. What are you going to do? You're going to stop your damn car, you're going to get out, you're going to take pictures, you're going to do selfies with it, you're going to talk about it. Holy crap, you're going to go to the gas station 10 miles down the road and go, do you know there's a farm back there that's got a purple cow? Guys, that's picking a side, okay? That's choosing to be different. And that's what I'm talking about here. Being real is be polarizing. You know, this could be love or hate me, okay? We can all think of certain celebrities that you love or you hate. But if you are in the middle, nobody is noticing you. So what should you post? It's all the questions. It's the things that's relevant to them, but you have to be real, okay? You must be relevant to things that they care about because when you're real, it's refreshing. I got a comment a couple hours ago on my YouTube channel. This is hilarious. I did a video, and in my video, in one of my rants, I just let it rip, and I talked about you don't need some, what did I say? Some khaki wearing button-up shirt consultant telling you what to do. You need to be listening to somebody who actually lives this shit and has done it. Okay, that was kind of the context. And the comments are crazy on the YouTube channel now because it was polarizing. It was different. I wasn't playing it safe. So what does that look like for you as a contractor? Okay. And I'm seeing some things come in here, guys, and I'll get to these questions. Being polarizing for you might be like this. You pull out your camera. And right, let me just say this. I'm going to be all over the place because I'm super passionate about this topic. Quit making excuses that you're no good on video. Too bad. Okay, get over yourself. Get your ass on video. All right? Polarizing might be like this. You might go out to a job site and you might rip something apart. Okay? Let's say you're a painter. Let's just go with that since it's my old trade. If we're pulling down wallpaper and it's a pain in the ass because they didn't prep the walls properly before they did the paper, they didn't size the walls, prime them and all that other stuff and prep them, and it's tearing the drywall off and all this other stuff, that's a content opportunity. It's a time for me to pull out that damn video camera and go, hey, one of the things that really bothers me about the trades sometimes is we'll get into projects and these things like removing wallpaper or repairing drywall or fixing wood rot or something, all right, the mold that we're running into when we open up a wall, whatever your trade is, one of the things that pisses me off is that these homeowners have to pay more money to have me fix this crap because some Yahoo took a shortcut somewhere before. And it ticks me off. All right, so listen, if you're watching this and you're a contractor and you're tempted to take a shortcut, Do yourself a favor, do your client a favor, do the right thing, do things the right way. Guys, that's a post. That's a 30, 45-second video right there. But yet, many of you will fight me on this, and you will go, well, I want to be professional. I don't want to come across, I'm not you, Tom. And guys, I'm not telling you to be me. I'm not telling you to drop F-bombs and be, little nuts and some things like that. Be yourself. 100% be yourself, but send a message and be polarizing. Don't be in the middle. Nobody wants to see another post, hey, here we are removing wallpaper again today. Big deal. That's boring. Okay? That's boring. Okay? Get on the nutty side. Get on the side that's going to make a little splash, because they're going to share that with somebody. Because people don't share boring stuff. They don't share stuff that's in the middle. Give me a yes or a screw you, Tom, in the chat box if you understand what I'm talking about here.